Hello, everyone. Jackson here on behalf of TourFiend.com and Future Daze. And today we're here with Troy Durkee of Dreamreaper. How you doing today, Troy?
Good, Jack. I'm doing pretty great. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well, as well as can be right now.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
keeping busy. Yeah. How about you? You keeping busy?
Yeah, just been working on a bunch of music here in quarantine. So yeah, just been whipping out a bunch of new stuff, remixes and stuff.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, so let's get in it.
Yeah, sounds good.
What would you say are your top three moments performing live?
Let's see. Um, I'll just go in chronological order here. Probably, obviously, my release show back in June. It was the album I've been working on for close to 2 years, so it felt really good to finally get the album out there. It was at Lovecraft Bar here in Portland, which is just a really cool bar with cool decor and lighting, and the perfect place for a dark synth show. That's for sure. Number two, Nightwave in LA, of course. That was my first like out of state show where I traveled to go do it, and the crowd was of course crazy. And it was really cool seeing you and seeing like other people that I've known online that I haven't gotten to meet in person yet. So yeah, it was a really good time. And then Neon Rose Fest here in Portland and Seattle. Synth City and Chaz, aka Psych, and I and Brian put most of it together, and it was really cool. Just the huge crowds, especially in Seattle, seeing them all come together to the show for a show that we put together and did all the work for. So that was a really cool feeling.
That's great. So I mean, like having that kind of community there, it's like really just kind of coming up, and it's like really, really flourishing there in Portland and Seattle, huh?
Yeah, totally. It's just like, you just kind of keep putting on the shows and keep doing your best to promote. And eventually people start coming and telling their friends. And it's a lot of work, as I'm sure you're aware, but you just got to keep with it.
You got it, definitely, definitely. What would you say is your favorite album slash EP that you've worked on?
Let's see. Favorite's really hard to pick. I'd say like the favorite release I've worked on was probably like the Laser Punk remix I did. And that actually, the story behind that's kind of interesting. Like it just started out as like a bootleg remix that I did for fun. I thought it'd be cool to play at shows and just a fun thing to release online for free. Like I had no idea about the remix album that was coming out or anything like that. And I ended up sending it to him, and he really liked it, and then told me about the secret album or secret remix album he was working on. So yeah, it was pretty much just a coincidence that he happened to be working on that. The track ended up super funky. It was right after I started calling my music cyber-funk, so I really wanted to, live up to the name. So I really went all out on that one.
That's awesome. So you had a lot of fun working on that one. That's great to hear. What was the drive behind getting you into making music?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I was always really into music. My dad was a musician and in a band when he was younger. He played guitar and synth. Both my parents were both super encouraging in that department. My dad still has his guitar, and he actually used to have a Moog Opus 3, and he gave it to Goodwill back in the 90s. So that's a story I love to rub in his face sometimes. But anyway, so I was in bands in high school, and I made like chiptune and electronic music at the same time. I always had a bunch of different projects going at once, and then I never really focused on taking one seriously until Dreamreaper. Yeah, I've just been going from there, and here we are.
So where did the name Dreamreaper come from? Like, what was the inspiration behind that name?
So actually, I was trying to, because my first EP, I had the tracks done for months. I was trying to figure out like a name for the project because I'm pretty terrible with names. And I was actually I was just looking up inspiration anywhere I could, and I was looking at Pokemon attack names, and one was called Dream Eater. I thought that was kind of cool, but I didn't want Eat in my name. Obviously, it just seemed weird. And I just thought of something similar to that, and Dream Reaper popped in my head, and I knew that was the one as soon as I came up with it.
That's great. You pull in inspiration from all different areas, and as you move forward, when deciding on names and things like that, it's fun how these little things like click. You know what I mean? Like how like it's like you'll be sitting there and you'll go, God, that name sounds really, really cool, but maybe I'll replace it with this, maybe I'll replace it with that, and then all of a sudden something just clicks into place, and you go, That's it right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I've actually got like a little Apple Notes document where I could just write down cool words and cool names. And, you know, I started keeping that a while ago, but I can't tell you how many cool names I forgot because I didn't write them in there. And I was like, I should start writing these down. And I never did. But now I've got a pretty extensive document of like cool words and just inspirational stuff like that I can use for names.
And then you could also bust them out for songs and stuff like that too, if you ever wanted to,
Oh,
right?
yeah. That's what I meant with names for songs and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great. What are you looking forward to accomplishing the most moving forward?
Well, right now I'm mostly working on like a lot of remixes. Like my album came out last year, and I just wanted to, working on an album's a lot of work, as you know. It's a lot of stuff you have to do before you can release any of the music. And right now I'm just trying to put out remixes and singles just to try to get them out as quickly as possible, just because I want to experiment with the sound I'm working on more. Like I'm into all kinds of different electronic music that I want to try and incorporate into my sound. So right now there's just a lot of experimentation going on, and I'm just trying to push out as much music as possible.
That's great. So just working on music as you move forward and things like that, like new releases, new albums, that's going to be a big thing for you. That's great. Is there anything in particular that you're super psyched about coming up?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of under wraps right now, but I'm going to be working on some music for an independent movie that's coming out. I'm not supposed to say the name of it right now, but so it should be coming out. Hopefully everything goes smoothly with that, and yeah, I don't want to jinx myself or anything, but it should be really cool.
Well, we won't pry too much.
It's gonna be really cool. It's for a really cool project and a movie series I've been a big fan of, so I'm really hoping everything works out for that.
Well, we're really happy for you here, and can't wait to find out about it.
Thanks.
What positive message would you give your fans out there?
Basically just whatever your goals are, whether they're music or something else, just stick with it. Just work at it a little bit every day. That's what I do. And every single successful person or successful musician that I've been able to meet, they have one thing in common, and they just work really, really hard. And other than that, they're just normal people, just like me, just like you, and all the people out there watching. So, I mean, I find that pretty encouraging.
Keep following your dreams. Keep pushing every day. That's a very important message right there for everybody out there. Just know that your dream is worth it and that you are worth it. Ain't that right?
That's right. Yep, totally. Couldn't say it better.
Well, thank you so much, Troy. We really appreciate you taking this time to sit with us today and have this interview. We look forward to all of your releases coming up soon and all of your new shows. And we hope everyone out there enjoyed sitting with us today. And we hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. And thanks, Future Daze and tourfiend.com for having me. I'm really happy I could join you today and talk a little bit about what I'm working on.
All right. You have a good one, Troy.
Thanks, you too, Jack.